Welcome back to the live replay. Today is June 24th, and I'm just going to get everything set up here. We're going to keep working on Jayda's journal today. We were working on April yesterday, and I can show you how far we got there. And I do have one order just to stick into a bin for Moira, who ordered yesterday during the live stream. And that was a matcha green pre-made journal. So I'm going to grab that, pack it up, and then get into Jayda's journal. And this is order 1829 for Moira. There we go. Hey Christine, how are ya? All right, let me show you where we're at in Jayda's journal, and then we'll keep drawing in her April themes, or April spreads. January, she requested this pink New Year's theme. We got a calendar page, you saw the title and memories, then we've got her 2 trackers that she chose, and then the weekly spreads. Yes, Christine, we got to work on them pretty much the whole live yesterday, so we made some good progress on April. February, we have a Valentine's theme. Right here, her trackers and her weekly spreads. Thanks, Melissa. March, we did a Lucky Charms theme. And then April is what we're currently working on. April was her tulips theme. So we did this little title page inspired by Leela Journals. She used a different type of flowers, different colors, different whatever. But as always, we kind of choose a layout and then put our theme into that layout. So that's what we did here. Then we've got her calendar with a box for notes, a sleep tracker, mood tracker, and then we kind of put together our skeleton for the weekly spreads, but we hadn't done any of our doodles, which are going to go over here, the doodles and the title. Hey Sherry, I'm doing well. All right, so for doodles we had a couple different ideas. We could do just kind of a version of this, basically an oval over here with April written in it, tulips, some of the sparkles around. That's one option. Another option is to not include the oval and just do like kind of a bow coming down the side, write April somewhere and a bunch of sparkles. What were some of the other options that we had? Someone was suggesting gingham in the back instead of gingham like inside a frame, doing the gingham as like the background, and then maybe like a tulip or something and April. I don't know, we had a few ideas for this side of the page that we need to consider. I'm kind of leaning towards just doing the oval thing again, but what do you guys think about this side? For reference, in case you just got here, this is the theme, this tulips theme, very delicate, some little like sparkles, moon, bow, tulips. Those are kind of the elements that we've been using, the washi tape as well. And then we're trying to decide how we want to kind of impose that theme over here. Jem likes the oval. Oval would be perfect. Okay, I might just go with the oval. I don't take much convincing because that's the idea that I was kind of leaning towards as well. So if you guys like the oval, then I like the oval. Okay. How big am I going to make this oval? Kind of like that, hey? All right, you've convinced me. I am feeling good, Emma. Yep. I'm definitely starting to get achy and, you know, feel all that pressure and stuff. But I really can't complain. Overall, I'm doing very well. I agree, Jem. I think it fits well in the space. Then we have a little bit of room to do like washi tape and sparkles above and below if we want to, or we can just leave it if we like the way it looks plain. Thanks for the follow, Miss C. Melissa, the tool is called the Iris. It's by Maker's Cabinet. It's an adjustable circle tracer. It's awesome. It is pricey. I'll tell you that right now before you even head to the website, but it's a lot of fun. Just depends what you know, whether it's worth the investment to you, what you prioritize for your journal. Hey, Ashley. How's it going today? Hey, Pokefan, I am doing well. How are you? Better now that your show is on. Nice. Well, thanks for joining. Today we'll be able to spend the whole day on Jayda's journal, and then tomorrow we'll do the same. And I am thinking that this week will be my last week of kind of regularly scheduled live streams. If suddenly baby's taking forever and I am bored next week and I'm like, oh, I just need to go live, I would do another live stream next week. But I think that's what I'm gonna yeah, that's where I'm gonna kind of start that part of my maternity leave. So I'm thinking we'll do tomorrow and then maybe an extra one on Friday, because I don't have very many orders that need to be packed and mailed this week, now that we are caught up and we don't have any promos keeping us busy. So I might add an extra live stream on Friday, but this week will kind of be the end of my like regularly scheduled lives, and then we'll go from there. Begin kind of phase 2 of my maternity break. Oh, thanks, Melissa. Yeah, my husband is taking holidays next week, so that's also a good reason to start my break then. He is taking a parental leave, but he decided to also do a week of holidays because now that he has a parental leave for most of the summer, he doesn't really, you know, usually we use his holidays to do like our summer vacation or whatever, but this year we won't really be doing that. So he's going on holidays next week. Unless baby arrives before then his parental leave will start right away. But next week is kind of when our family starts slowing down naturally anyways. No, Katie, I'm gonna keep working on it while I'm on maternity leave. And I want to check in, especially with Jayda, but I'd be interested to hear from you guys too about what works best for just touching base, keeping you updated on the journal. I won't be working on it live regularly, and Jayda knows that. That was part of the kind of agreement when I listed this journal. And so yeah, I'm not sure exactly what that's gonna look like, but I do want to keep you guys in the loop somehow as we go. Jem, you can, so the paternal leave, I'm not totally sure how the paternal leave normally works. I know that like maternity leave, you can, like, you decrease your pay according to how much time you're taking off. So I believe it's like 55% of your paycheck or something if you take a year, and then less if you want to take 18 months. And then you can choose to give some of that time to your husband for same kind of deal, like his pay drops substantially as well. But since I don't take a maternity leave, he technically could take 35 weeks of partially paid. Like, it's not fully paid, but he could take 35 weeks. He's not going to. I think we're going to do like 6-ish weeks. But still, that's more than he's actually taken in the past. So I am really excited for it. Yeah, exactly, Mama Bear. The percentage of your paycheck that you get drops the longer you decide to take. Okay, yeah, Jem, that sounds familiar. Like, yeah, because I don't take maternity leave, it's a little bit different for him. But yeah, he's probably going to take about 6 weeks, we're thinking. Hey, Casey. Do you guys hear that? I guess it's storming. It's been like looking gray all day, but it hasn't actually rained until like the minute I decided to come downstairs and start my live, it started raining, and now it sounds like it's already thundering. And you know what? I'm actually using an iPad stand to film. So it's got a little arm on it that can hold a phone or an iPad above the table. Hello, Jasmine. Hey, Terry, Tina, good to see you guys. Yeah, 16 weeks, Andrea. I know, in the States it's so short for many people anyways. The big ones, oh, totally, Casey. These are the Crayola Colors of the World. It's a pack of 24, and the idea is that it's like a whole range of like skin tones. So some super light, super dark, pinks, tans, that kind of stuff. You can even find these at the dollar store in Canada. The dollar store, Walmart, they're one of the easiest packs to find in my experience. Thanks for the follow, Lily. But yeah, it's just a pack of 24, so it'll just be, I think in Canada it's $5 for the pack. Very affordable. That's like one Tombow. These ones are expensive in the UK? That's so bizarre. They're like, yeah, the cheapest ones I can find in Canada. All right, let's add our tulips and April to this box. This one's just gonna have one tulip. Maybe this one will have no tulips and just a bow. I'll make them like a little bit different, but still pretty matchy. Thanks for the follow, Sarah. Jennifer, we've just left it so far. Thanks for the follow, Tierney. Ooh, favorite theme ever? I have no idea. I really like that fall leaves theme we did in Ashley's journal, and I've done it many times in many different ways. I always like that one. And then some of the ones in Janelle's last journal, I loved, like the July, was that July where we did a beach theme with like the beach towel kind of flat lay? That was very cute. I liked that one. Jasmine, I'm using a journal from my shop. Oh, the Rottweiler theme. Yeah, that was a fun one. Okay, now I'm gonna start outlining everything with our super fine liner. What do you guys think about adding washi tape? So let me show you. We've been kind of stacking it like our inspiration picture has. So yeah, I'm gonna outline everything with that very fine liner and add those little sparkles, but I'm not sure about washi tape. We could, yeah, kind of cluster a little bit here and here, or we could just do a few sparkles around and no washi tape. What do you guys think? Yes to the washi from Andrea. I guess I could do a poll for this. Let me do a poll. Just two options. Oh, I thought I was starting a poll and then it just disappeared. Okay, let me try this again. custom pole. Okay, it keeps doing that. Custom pole. Okay, no, apparently the pole is not working. I think I would do all or nothing to keep it matching. Okay, yeah, my whole feed is getting glitchy here. I'm gonna exit TikTok and come back. Just, sorry, not on my phone, just on my iPad. That's where I moderate from. So the live is still on, but let me see if I can start a poll now. And if not, then we'll just move on. No big deal. Okay, no, it's still glitching. Okay, so far the only responses have been pretty pro washi tape. Okay, yeah, but it's not even letting me scroll. This is so weird. I can't even scroll through my comments right now. Okay, well, I'm just gonna start with the washi tape because that seems pretty safe to me. How's everyone's Wednesday going? Oh, thank you, Carson. We need to do all the outlining yet. I feel like it looks a little bare right now, but it will look cute. I agree with you. Our Wednesday has been pretty good. Let me think. My boys played pretty well together this morning, so I was able to prep a bit more freezer stock, freezer meals for after baby gets here. And oh yeah, we went outside to our garden. It was rainy yesterday, so we went to check our garden and there was a huge slug. I mean, huge for around here. A big black slug. So gross. Of course, my boys were not grossed out at all and thought it was very cool, but that kept us entertained for a while. And what else did we do this morning? Some laundry, the usual. Oh yeah, I'm looking for a glider for my nursery, and I think I found one on Facebook Marketplace that I'm going to pull the trigger on, so that's good news. That's been an item on my list for like over a month now. There just haven't been any good ones. Baby's coming anytime. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know due date probably isn't a big deal, but it's also not like a big deal to share. So anytime. A glider, gem, like a rocking chair, but not with the rockers where it kind of like slides, glides, you could say. Yeah, just something cozy to rock baby in. We've never really had room for one in our previous houses because with baby number one, we were in a 1-bedroom apartment and it was full of all of our other furniture. I sat on the couch, it was perfectly comfortable, but now that we have the space, I would love to have an actual like comfy nursing chair instead of just like curling myself into the one possibly comfortable position on the couch every time I want to nurse. Okay, this washi tape. I hate it when washi tape has the backing because I'm gonna be here for like 20 minutes trying to get this off. I hope that's an exaggeration, but you never do know. Okay, there we go. Got it. Hey, Lisa. I know, Lisa, it's so, just makes life so much harder when it has the backing. And sometimes I find it pretty easy, but this roll has been giving me a lot of trouble. It seems like extra stuck. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I find the washi tape shop, they have like such stunning washi tape, but pretty much all of their washi tape has the backing on it, which is the biggest downside to me because they've got some of the cutest patterns, but the backing just kills it for me. I don't think I've ever gotten washi tape with the backing from anywhere else though. I don't know if that's like just them or if it's a thing from other shops too. Come on now. There we go. No, Tilo, we're just adding stacks of washi tape. That's what our theme inspiration picture had as one of the elements. So that's what we're going with. And this thankfully is the only washi tape out of the 4 that we chose that has the backing. But it's, yes, and they unravel in the drawer. I know, that's the worst part, is it makes them much harder to actually just like store and put away, because it doesn't just stick to itself naturally. Okay, there we go. Only 1 page left needing washi tape, and then we can leave this one behind us, right? Okay, good. Last one. There we go. Now we can hopefully pick up our pace a little bit because the other washi tapes are just backless. Hey Anne, I'm feeling good. Yeah. Yeah, I know. With my first, I was so impatient for him to come. And with my second, we were induced early, so I didn't really have the same kind of waiting period. But I don't know, I'm anxious because I know that labor is right around the corner, and I definitely don't look forward to it. But I'm also not feeling very impatient with this one. I feel like life is pretty chill right now, and as soon as this baby comes, that will change. So as excited as I am to meet this baby, I don't mind having an extra few days of stable, predictable routine, you know? No, Miss Sergeant Newton, you're not the only one. I never use washi tape. It's just part of the theme that we chose. Yeah, this layout is great, hey Jen? And it fits perfectly with the oval. Madison, no. we have some good contenders for each gender, which is kind of the position that we've put ourselves in every time. We've just kind of come up with a short list of like 3-ish for each gender, and then we lock it in at the hospital. So that's what we're gonna do this time as well. Okay, there we go. Got our washi tape on. Now I'm gonna put it off of my desk so that I have a little bit less crowding going on. Now it's time to outline everything and add the little sparkles and maybe some of those little moons too that we had on the title page. Oh, the May theme. Yes, let me, just a sec. My Google form needs to refresh on my laptop beside me, and then I can check that for you. Yes, Bambi, this is Jayda's 2027 journal. Exactly. No puzzle piece yet. I think I started about 40 minutes ago, 35, 40 minutes ago, so we're not ready yet. Hey, Terry. All right. Madison, the puzzle piece is just how TikTok verifies that you are human and still on the live stream. So it will shut down the live stream if I don't swipe a puzzle piece into its spot. They kindly remind me of it every day because my phone is up where I can't see the puzzle piece. So if I'm not paying attention, I do miss it, and then the live stream just ends. All right. Outlining done for this page. Color in that little moon. I'm going to do this white gel pen now since I won't need to press on that page. Yes, the outlining is definitely a must for this theme. I agree. It just makes the whole thing pop. Oh yes, let me tell you guys the May theme so that we can get planning for it. May, fruit. Bright fruit colors. The doodles can include blueberries, strawberries, possibly fruit bowls or jam and toast. And then she had a bunch of pictures saved on her Pinterest board that we'll go check when we're actually ready to move on from this theme. So that's the prompt. Bright fruit, mostly blueberries and strawberries, it sounds like. So reds or pinks and blues. I love fruit themes. All right, second one done. The boxes, where's my ruler? Oh, here it is. They're 5.5 centimeters, so 11 dots across and 12 dots down. Thanks, Terry. No problem. I just drew a line at halfway and then kind of split it into my usual 2/3 division. Yeah, I like this one too. Did we use this? Was that Ivy's journal where we used this one? I can picture it with the February desserts theme. Remember where we did Valentine's desserts? I'm pretty sure this is the layout that we used for that. I can't remember what other monthly themes were paired with it. Like none of them is coming to my head, but I'm quite sure this is the same layout that we used for February in Ivy's journal. Hey Shelby, how's it going? Oh, thank you. Yeah, we finished the outlining for 2 of the weekly spreads so far. And then we've just got 2 left to go. Then we're gonna move on to May, which is a fruity theme. Strawberries, blueberries, what did she say? Oh yeah, jam and toast, fruit bowls, that kind of thing. Thanks for the follow, Larbars. And I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but I'll mention it again now that we've got a few more people here. This week will be my last week of kind of like regularly scheduled live streams. If suddenly baby is just taking their sweet time, maybe I'll try doing one next week, but my husband starts his holidays next week, so it kind of makes sense for me to slow down at that point anyways. So I'm thinking I will most likely do an extra live stream on Friday because I don't have very many orders to pack this week without running a promo and stuff. And normally my Fridays are full of order packing, so I will try to run an extra one Friday and then be kind of signing off for a while. Yeah, and then we got to figure out how I can kind of share the rest of the process with you guys. I would love to turn the rest of the monthly pages. I mean, I'll still be corresponding with Jayda about, you know, well, she's told me all of her themes. She has a Pinterest board, but I'll still be coming to her with questions to make sure that things are lining up well with the journal. But yeah, I'm thinking of either like Instagram is probably the easiest place to kind of keep track of it with you guys. Either like polls in my stories, or I just I have such a hard time gauging how much capacity I'm gonna have for this kind of stuff when baby arrives. But I feel like it would be fun to do some of the themes as like tutorial reels, you know, and like walk through the font and the doodles and stuff like that. But I know in the first couple weeks I probably won't be working on it at all anyways, so this isn't really relevant until like probably later in July and into August. But yeah, that's what I want to figure out is a doable and good way to still keep you guys in the loop as I work on this journal. Man, my iPad live stream is just glitching. Like it won't even let me scroll through comments. I'm gonna exit it again and come back in. I wonder if I need to update my TikTok. I was thinking that the other day already and then I didn't go update it, so maybe I do need to. Okay, now it's letting me scroll comments, but let's see. Thanks, you guys. Yes, and I'll miss this too for sure, but it won't be the first thing on my mind as I'm going through the newborn trenches. hey Jayda, thank you. This is our last weekly spread to outline. So we did these 3 and then we're finishing up this one with the outline. And then we're gonna move on to your May theme, the fruit, strawberries and blueberries. We did see a lot of strawberry designs yesterday, that's right. And then I opened my Pinterest up today to look for a recipe for something, and it was like just strawberry bullet journal pages everywhere. Kaylin, yes, I think this week will be kind of the end of my like regularly scheduled live streams. I'll try to do an extra one on Friday that I wouldn't normally do, and then next week I plan to not be streaming. My husband starts his holidays next week, so it just kind of makes sense as a good time to slow down. So that's the update. And that is how April turned out in Jayda's journal. Let me take a quick sip of tea here, and then we're gonna start planning for May right away. I'm gonna put away our April markers that we're done with. Thanks, Ashley. Thanks, Ray. Yeah, this was a fun one. Very different than my normal. I mean, I feel like when you do custom journals, you don't really have that much of a normal because people can ask for whatever and you just kind of have to make it work. But my default style is definitely much more like big chunky fonts, bigger doodles. So this was very different than what I normally default to, but turned out very pretty. Shirley, I am accepting orders, but no personalizations are open anymore. Charms, name pages, cover designs, they are all closed for maternity leave. All right, so the prompt for May is fruity. She wants bright fruit doodles, blueberries, strawberries, possibly fruit bowls, or jam and toast. We're gonna jump onto Pinterest because Jayda has a Pinterest board there. For those of you who are new, Jayda's journal is the one that we are working on right now. So I'm gonna go to Jayda's Pinterest board. Just let me search that. Jayda. Search profile. Oh, why did that not work? There we go. It always takes me a second to get there. Custom bullet journal. Okay, here we are. So let's scroll down here and find May. So we just finished April's tulip theme. And that brings us to May. So I'm just gonna screenshot all of the pictures that she has for May, and then we'll talk about it and see if we wanna go with like one of these exact layouts for something, or if we wanna look for different options. Oop. Oh, that one changed. I hate those ones. Whatever. We get the gist. Okay, this is cracking me up because this is, I hope she gave credit, because this is a direct copy of Ivana Journals, who I've followed for a million years. I know she's the OG of this theme. So I'm gonna screenshot her picture because she's my idol. But looks like B's Bujos did the same one. Oh yeah, this one is Ivana's. Yeah, see, it always shows Ivana's right underneath because they're so similar. Okay, so let me flip through those pictures now with you guys, and then we will decide what we want to do for a cover page and what colors we want to use, or just like the specific markers. So this is kind of an overview of the inspiration that Jayda has saved. Jams, fruit, toast, specifically strawberries and blueberries as the fruit. Oh wow, she really, I'm sure she takes Ivana. She must. She even does the paper stars thing. Does she do that all the time? Okay. Okay, let me pop back into TikTok so that I can see any comments that I've been missing. Okay, yes, that is very cute. I'm excited for this theme. So, Jayda, this is a question just for you. Let me pull this up. My picture. Okay, so the only cover page design that you had saved was this. Do you want to keep it very similar to this, or can I go look at different layouts, and then we'll use this in the poll, but I would have a few different options. If you know that you want pretty much exactly this, we can just do that. But if you are open to other layouts, I'll go find a few and then we can take a poll. Also got to choose a color palette, but maybe let's choose the layout first. She wants to keep it like this. Oh, okay. Okay, so then we don't even need to go looking for other title page layouts. We'll stick with that. We will, you'd find cute doodles, I bet. Yeah, probably. I know, I feel like this theme is an easy one to find cute doodle ideas for. All right, let's choose some colors here. Blue and a red will be our main two. Why do I have, oh, I guess maybe one was starting to run low. Okay, I'm going to swatch some blues, some reds, and then we'll need like some browns for toast. And Ashley, are you kind of here on behalf of Jayda if any polls don't go in a way that she would want? Just trying to see what other blue options I have. Yeah, okay, perfect. 5:15, did I already do? All right, is there a moderator here who would be willing to start a poll? Okay, those last two are very similar. I might just cross one out and then just keep one because they are almost the same. there's not a moderator, I can try to start a poll, but mine was being very glitchy before. That was weird. Okay, so I crossed off this one because it's nearly the same. All right, thank you so much for starting a poll. We've got 4 color options here for blueberries. Let me refresh you on the theme here. So this is B's Bujo's interpretation of the color palette. This is Ivana's journals. We can do whatever, but just that's kind of what we're working with. We're choosing a blueberry color. So 1, 2, 3, or 4 as our blueberry. Go ahead and vote in that little blue and white clipboard icon below my profile. Sorry, don't bother putting your vote in the comments because it won't be counted or anything. Just put it up in the icon there, that little poll. If Ashley wants to veto, she can put her vote in the comments and that will veto the poll. But otherwise, just save your votes for in the actual poll so that they get counted. All right, and then let me pick out a few reds while we wait for that. I might include some pinks in there too because strawberries, I've done pink strawberry themes before. Let's see here. I want like a deeper red option as well. Yeah, I'll use this. Option 3 won by a lot. Okay. Does that sound good, Ashley? Option 3. Kelly, we're picking orders for, or colors, sorry, for this May theme in Jayda's journal. She wants it pretty much like this. We're not choosing, sorry, that's a little blurry. Normally we would mix and match and take a different layout to pair with those doodles, but she wants to keep it true to that photo. Okay, so we're going with 3 as our blue. I'm probably gonna have a longer train of reds here, Yamil. I'm not exactly sure how many. Let me see here. Okay, I'm just gonna test out a bunch of reds and then I'll cross some out as we go. Reds and pinks, something to pair with this. So let's start off with our pinks. Okay. I am gonna cross out this one because it's basically the same. Even those two are pretty similar, but maybe I'll stick with this. Is 6 too many? Let's try it with 6, and if, I don't know, if things are just super even across the board, I'll get rid of some of them. But refresher, this is for the strawberry jam element and strawberry element. Sorry, the puzzle piece is up there. I gotta swipe that. I'll move the phone closer so that you can see it while I swipe. And remember, we're trying to match it to the blue that we've already chosen, or make it fit with the blue we've already chosen. So the first 3 are more pink, and then we get into more red. This is that very pretty like cherry color that we used in Ashley's name page last week, and that I used for my July ice cream truck theme, if you've seen that one yet. I feel like it looks so desaturated next to the other ones, but it's a very pretty color. So yeah, 1, 2, 3 for if you want more of a pink, 4, 5, 6 if you want more of a red, and we want to make it fit with this blue. Go ahead and cast your votes in the poll. Poll is done. Let's see. Oh, 4 and 5 were neck and neck, and they're pretty much identical. Okay, so you guys just want like a very generic red. That's fine. Nothing wrong with generic. Does that sound good, Ashley? These two are like, you can barely tell them apart. It is a very generic red. Jayda voted for 4. I don't think you'd even notice if we used both. They're so similar. Okay. Sorry, Postbox Red, but they're pretty generic. This was the other red, so if we ever need to layer, this one is slightly darker, so I can bring that in. Okay, I just got the puzzle piece, Christine, just a couple minutes ago. You chose 3, nice. I definitely was team 6, but I don't care. Not my journal, and it's gonna turn out beautiful either way. I just feel like this is, these are the exact colors that we used for the 4th of July theme in Christine's journal and Ashley's journal. So it's making me feel very 4th of July, you know? Nothing wrong with that. It's just the only theme that I've used these exact colors for twice in a row. Okay, now some browns for toast. I don't think we'll bother voting on the browns. I don't think I have very many options that look like toast, so. Maybe the inside of our toast can just be like a light color, and then the crust can be a little bit darker. All right, so we've got our toast, we've got our berries. I think those are the only colors that we need. So let's get started. Now, this is one tricky part about custom journals. Oh, sorry, I don't think we'll do a poll on the browns. I'm gonna use them both. Because one is for the light part of the bread, and then one's for the crust, you know? The inside part and the crust. I think those are kind of the only 2 markers that fit that super well. Now, I will tell you, I really don't like copying someone's theme exactly. I do it sometimes because people ask, I want exactly this. I'm just wondering if there are some elements that we could change while still maintaining the integrity of what Jayda wants. I mean, she did it exactly the same. She even put her swirls in the same spots. Nice. We could do a different title, like completely different, maybe like a bouncy printing or something in color. Or we could, instead of doing berries scattered like directly around, we could do like a little bit of like a kind of plaid print poking out from around. Do you know what I mean? Not like a full-on gingham background, but you know, like just kind of some like chunks of plaid kind of poking out, and then put berries in the corners, like kind of spread the design across the page more like that, and instead of keeping it so centered. I don't know, what do you guys think? I can copy it exactly, that's never my first choice. In custom journals, but I'm gonna come back into TikTok, see if you guys have any good ideas. Could bring in bigger calligraphy. She did, okay, Lisa, I was going to run to her Instagram after this and like message Ivana if she didn't. I don't care at all if people copy my themes and forget to to tag me, but when I notice it happening to other people, I'm like, the nerve. I don't know, it just strikes something in me. A bite taken out of the toast, yeah, we could do that. Put jam on the bread. That's true, we could put jam on the bread and then fruit kind of around. I don't think I'll do raspberries. I really like drawing strawberries, and I don't really like drawing raspberries. I think they're very nice in real life, but they never look as cute as strawberries when they're drawn. A butter knife, yeah, that's a good idea. Thicker calligraphy. Okay, so let's bring in some bigger calligraphy. A bite taken out of the toast. These are all pretty small changes, but I feel like maybe the jam on the toast would be good, and then the fruit doodles still around. Yeah, butter knife or spoon with jam on it, that could totally work too. Thanks for the follow. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, I think I'll change up the label too. The label of the jam. And make a little like frilly label or something. It's not gonna be frilly. That's not the right word, but you'll see what I mean in just a sec. Okay, so jam jar. That's what I'm gonna start with here. I'm gonna start with the lid. Kind of an oval top. Because I'm adding a pattern to this and not just a solid fill, I'm actually gonna like sketch it out a little bit first. If it were just a solid fill, you know, I would just go straight in, but I want to make sure I can put the gingham in the right spot. Or checkers. You know what, actually their jam lids are checkers, so I think mine is gonna be gingham to make it also a little bit different. And I feel like this is going to be one of those themes where we end up wanting to outline everything in black, okay? Because already that is getting lost, so we will keep that in mind. But for now, I'm just going to keep drawing like this. We'll add our toast. With the bite taken out. Are going to spread some jam on there. Yeah, Gina, I feel like it might be a theme where just we outline everything. I was thinking the same thing looking at like the rim of the jar and the string. Just feel like I need to add something to that to define those lines more. I'm wondering about a spoon or a knife. Just not totally sure where I would put it. I could have it coming up here, but I think I might rather just fill that space with fruit doodles. I might add that somewhere else later in the theme, but I don't think I'll add it to the title page right now. Okay, now we need, I Thanks for the follow, Juliana. To finish our jar. And like I was saying, instead of doing like a stripe across with the label, I'm gonna do a little like, oh, I am definitely adding black gel pen to this theme. This is, or black outline. I'm gonna put the label on there and then fill this jar with some jam. Yes, scalloped. That's the word. Okay, now let's start adding some strawberries and blueberries everywhere. And then I am definitely going to, what was I saying? Oh, I don't remember. Okay, yeah, and then title. What do we want to do with the title? Bigger calligraphy. What if we put it down here instead of both of them had it up there? What do you guys think? I should probably figure that out before I color too much because I want to leave space for it. There's some blueberries on overlapping with the toast. You think on the bottom works? Right, or on the label. We could do it just on the jam jar label. Bottom would be good. Ashley thinks. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna save this spot here. Actually, I should do it in blue, hey? May. Why does it look awkward on the bottom? I do titles on the bottom. I don't know if we've done that this month. Oh yeah, we did actually with March. I think it still works. I think we'll do it there. Okay, there, let's add, okay, now I need to add some strawberries. I've got a lot of blueberries going on. Thanks for the follow, Shenny. And maybe I'll even put one over here. Okay, I'm glad you can see the vision, Stephanie, because I feel like it definitely needs an outline. It is looking a little bit just all over the place right now. But we're gonna pull it together. Thanks for the follow, Arwa. Okay, just adding a little bit of shading to everything. And then let's add some leaves to our strawberries. Let me find a good green for that. I'm thinking maybe just my nice dark green. I'll outline with a, maybe my Tombow Food No Skate or a fine liner. Maybe I'll use a size 03 fine liner for this one. I don't want it to be super fine like the month that we just did, but still on the fine side, I suppose. And let's add a few little leaves to our blueberries. I know the other one doesn't have that, but I think it's cute. And just another way to be a little bit different. Carson, we are always on the same wavelength. Okay. Okay. Now, do we want to add, so this is the original one. It's got like confetti and some small sparkles. Do we want to add things like that? Sorry, I was holding that way too close. And then the copycat one also did that. Some like confetti with some sparkles. Do we want to add those things too, or just sparkles, or neither? Outline first, then see how it looks. That's probably wise. Okay, we can outline first. To the blueberries, I'm gonna add some white gel pen. I'll add white gel pen to other things too, but they're not just gonna be blue blobs. We will add white gel pen to those. Just bear with me. No confetti, you guys are thinking? Okay. No confetti works for me. Is there anything else that we want to add then? We could add like a border of some sort. Okay, sorry, I haven't been looking up very much. What? A kind of plaid pattern. In what color? You know, like just fine black. Like the same as our outlining, or something different. Okay, and then I think I'm gonna outline the title too, which I don't always like doing that, but I think it would be cute with this theme. I don't think I'll bring in a new color for the plaid pattern. Okay, in black like I showed. Okay. Oh, I forgot to finish this strawberry, didn't I? Oh yeah, on the top. Yeah, I just moved on because I was looking at the comments. Okay, and then what I want to do is take my Tombow Fudenosuke and add a thicker drop shadow to that side. Okay, so what are we gonna write on the jar? We could just write jam or jelly. We could write strawberry, because that's the flavor of it. Okay, and then we're gonna add a little bit of that kind of plaid pattern to places. Just jam. Okay, sounds good. I'm just gonna write it in printing because the other two both have it in calligraphy, but nobody would label their jam jar in calligraphy. And printing is cute too. Jam. Okay, I'm trying to decide if I should add any more of this and like kind of, you know, spread it even into the corners, or if we keep the corners totally empty. I definitely want to add the white gel pen because I think that will help. Keep the corners empty. Leave it, keep them empty. Okay, yeah, because I feel like if I spread this, I might need to spread the fruit as well. And then we end up with a full page, which is just, it's fine. It's just not what we were planning on. You know? Okay, let me just darken things up a little bit more in some spots. Okay, white gel pen, here we go. there is the title page for our jam theme. Yeah, I feel like we changed it up enough that it doesn't look identical like the other two do, but it's still same theme, same elements, just done a little bit differently. Perfect. Okay, so for the memories, I saw a couple people dropping some ideas. Have the same gingham border, but top middle should have the jar label design, same memories. Oh yeah, that's cute. Knife spreading a jelly border. Oh good, Ashley, I'm glad you like it. Okay, so yeah, we could do, we've already got a month with the gingham border, but we could do, yeah, sort of a gingham border like this, and then have the label, this little scalloped label up at the top. Or we could do the spreading jam. We could do, let me think. I mean, I feel like doodles like these also work very well for just kind of like partial borders, kind of like we did for March. You know, we could write like memories in big blue calligraphy down the side, and then just have kind of some clusters of fruit going around to do kind of like a doodled border, you know? Or mix the two, yeah, the scalloped label with just, oh, the gingham, Ashley. And then the scalloped label at the top. I can hold. Oh, you got your package, yay. I'm so glad it arrived safely. Memories down the side, okay, in the blue calligraphy. Correct me if I'm reading you wrong, Ashley. And then scattered fruit. Okay. Sounds great. We haven't done a memories down the side yet, have we? We had it kind of on the side, but not sideways. So let's do that. Memories down the side. All right, and then this one is for Ashley's daughter, Jayda. We just finished Ashley's. That was our most recent one. And then this one, Jayda's working, I think, today. So Ashley is still giving guidance on this one. me darken up our drop shadow on the letters, and then we'll add the white gel pen, and then we'll be done with this page. Rachel, the ones with every page hand drawn. Oh, how did I miss this cluster of berries? Come out to about $500. It's about $2.50 to $3 per page, and there's 192 pages. I do have other journals that are also hand drawn, but then I get my drawings printed in bulk, and those ones are $50. They're available all the time. These ones I only do one at a time because it takes me over a month to make just one of them. Thanks, I'm glad you guys like the grid pattern. It's a very easy little kind of filler doodle to add. It's not just sparkles. I know in the pre-made journal, I added it to January, but then in my own pre-made journal last year, so yeah, it's part of the theme in January with these little plaid grid parts, and then it's not part of the theme in November, but when I colored my November pages, I did add it with a lighter, not in black that time, but with a lighter brown, just kind of to the background of everything. Paws and Passy's baby has been kicking the table, but that was my husband opening a door. Okay, white gel pen time. Yeah, my table is pretty creaky, but that was next level. That was a door. All right. Memories page is done. There we have it. Thanks for the follow, Twirler Beth. Memories is done. Title is done. I just want to check quick. I'm expecting my sister to come over sometime today. Let's see. Okay. Not anytime soon. So maybe I can do like one more page or something. Yes, I can totally do a flip through. I'll do that while the white gel pen dries, actually. So this is Jayda's journal for 2027. She chose all the themes, the different layouts that she wanted, and then we work together every day on the live stream to actually put them together. So for January, she wanted this very pink New Year's theme. We used some gold gel pen and a couple pinks to bring this one together. And yeah, she chose all the different types of layouts. So this is the weekly spread for January, all 7 days of the week separate, and then a to-do list. Every month has a memories page, a title page. For February, you can see we did this Valentine's theme with a stamp layout. Every month has a 2-page calendar with space for notes. Every month has a sleep tracker and a mood tracker, and then the weekly spreads for the month. For March, she requested a Lucky Charms theme. So again, we've got our memories, our title page, calendar, trackers, and then the weekly spreads. And then April is what we started this week and finished today. So we did a title page for the month, this little Dutch door tulip theme, memories, 2-page calendar with a box for notes, sleep tracker, mood tracker, and then these are the weekly spreads for April. Yeah, I feel like March and April are like polar opposites. Like super bright, big doodles, colorful, and then April is super soft and delicate. And then we just started May today. We did this little strawberry and blueberry jam theme. So we've got our title page and our calendar done, and our memories done. And next we are going to do the calendar. Amber, we do this by hand on the live stream, so we're gonna fill this whole thing eventually, but we're only partway through the year. It's gonna span all 12 months. All right, let me pull up the right month here on my calendar. Okay, May of 2027. And we are back to, was it this one? No, that's the one we just did. We're back to this calendar layout. So we need to decide, do we want to do a black outline here or a colored outline? Usually I do colored, but so far in this journal, we used our like gold gel pen for January and then black for March. So far we've kind of stuck with our more like neutral color of the month. And this month we could do maybe one of our browns and then alternate the dots being blue and red, or we could do black because this month has a black outline as well, so that would fit. We could do blue, just then it's harder to know, like usually I alternate colors for the dots. So if we use one of our like main colors, it's a little bit more awkward choosing which colors to alternate. Okay, Ashley says black. Ashley is Jayda's mom. This is Jayda's journal. So normally we vote on quite a few of the elements together, but when Jayda or Ashley have a preference, we just go straight with that. So May 2027, 368. We'll do a black outline, a full outline, and then dots for the dates. Okay, sorry, May is one of those months that my calendar actually squishes, which drives me crazy. Because then it doesn't even show me the last 2 days of the month, which I just wanted to confirm. Five. right. I'm gonna go ahead and do the colored dots and write in the dates. You guys can let me know if you have any thoughts about how we arrange the rest of the page. So as a refresher, this is our theme. We're sticking with strawberries, blueberries, jams, that kind of thing. And this is kind of what we try to include on a calendar spread. We try to include a title somewhere, a notes box, and some doodles. So typically our title ends up being up here. Sometimes we put it over here and then notes box and doodles. So if you have any ideas for like the composition of this page, the more detailed you can be in your description, the better, because then I can actually visualize what you mean. Trying to think too, should I write the numbers in black or white? Both show up on these colors, but which one would look better? Everyone thinks white? Okay. Sorry, I have not been looking up a whole lot. If there is something that I need to see, maybe we can pin it or just wait a second then ask again. Let me scroll through a little bit. Wait. Stitch Joy, I work on them for about 8 hours a week, and it usually takes me 4 to 6 weeks, depending how uninterrupted those 8 hours are. A scalloped notes box, like a big oval scalloped. Yes, but the label on the jam is an oval. I'm just confirming. You can add scalloped edges to anything. I'm just confirming if she just wants the edges or if she wants it the same shape as the label, which is oval. Anything? Let me think. Okay, so scalloped notes box. let's see here. I'm just trying to think if we should put May over here with a scalloped notes box underneath and then just kind of sprinkle around our fruit doodles, or if we should leave May up here and then have, you know, sprinkle the fruit doodles around here. Scalloped notes box. You think stick with May on the top left, Emil and Liz? Okay. Sorry, I'm just reading through comments here, trying to discern which ones I can visualize and picture how they would look here. I'm not sure about adding the red gingham to the background. I'm gonna be honest. I love gingham. Red gingham, very bold. Also, I feel like if you start adding it to a background, you need to fill the whole page, and I'm not, I don't think that would look good. You know, like if you just do a section gingham, I feel like that doesn't work quite as well. I'm not sure about the red gingham. I'm not sure about May here versus here. But maybe we could do a notes box here and then balance. That might be better. Let's keep May up here. I was thinking May over here, but the fruit doodles fit well anywhere. They don't need to be all in a line. You know, like if we had one horizontal doodle, then I would move the title here, but we don't really. So maybe I'll just stick with the title here. Okay, so we've got May. And then, oh right, and then Ashley was saying, or a jam jar notes box. Jam jar or scalloped box? Let me think. So I'm thinking we use up kind of about this much space for notes, hey? And then, or maybe that. Box, jam. Thanks for the follow, Lydia. Whatever you think is best. Honestly, I'm not sure about either of them. Let me think. I just feel like the scallops is like, it almost feels like it's trying to be so delicate when I do a scalloped box, you know, like these ovals. And that's not really what we've been aiming for, so I feel like it might not exactly fit. I'm wondering about some other kind of just like box. You guys are funny. You always like turning something into a box. We can do a jam jar then. Yeah, we'll do a jam jar. That's fine. Okay, we'll do a tall mason jar, jam jar. And we'll put the lid right up here. I'm not adding in a picnic element. I'm sorry, picnic themes are cute, but this isn't one. I'm sorry, Jem. I do have some big questions this time. It's okay. Anything will work. You know, there's a million different directions you can go. And it's not like it's not going to work. It's just not... There's a lot of different opinions all in one room, which makes it hard to decide. I feel like notes boxes bring out the worst in me because my default is pretty much never to turn something into a notes box, but that's always the suggestion. And it's okay. Sometimes it actually turns out cute. Sometimes I'm like, okay, they were right. That was a better idea than mine. But I feel like the notes box vote is always one where I'm like, I don't know. But jam jar should work just fine. Okay. Where am I gonna write notes? Because we don't really want a big label on here, because we want most of the space to be for writing. Boys are up. You can hear their little feet running around up there. Okay. Let's see here. I mean, we wouldn't technically need to label it. Like, she knows that it's always a notes box. You know? We usually do label it, but I feel like even if we didn't, she wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to use this box for? She would just write her notes in it. Okay, so this is gonna be her notes box. I'm wondering about just not labeling it. Is that awful? What do you guys think? I'm gonna add some lines on here. Sorry, I'm just making sure before we label it. I'm gonna highlight some lines so that it's not totally empty. Okay, I don't think there's really a great, well, unless I would put it like kind of tucked under the strings there. But no, I'm just gonna go ahead and add some highlighted rows that she can use to write her notes so that it's not like completely empty. Above the lid, don't label it. Leave it as is. The monthly one is notes and then the weekly one is to do. Yeah, we could do just on top of the jar, but I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna make the notes box into something, you have to make the title fit as well. I'm gonna leave it without for now. Gem. It's not that I hate it. I don't know. I feel like the pictures that we had saved for this theme, Ivana and I are on the same page here. I like to let my boxes be boxes and my doodles be doodles most of the time. Where's Ivana? You know, like just a nice crisp box that matches the theme and then fill the space with doodles. That's kind of my default. I love boxes. And the jam jar turned out cute. It's just not my default. But you know what? 80% of the things I get asked to do in custom journals are not my preference. But you do them anyway because it's not my journal. And it usually ends up turning out cute. And then I'm like, okay, I actually really like that. Maybe I should do that more often. You know? No, there will be no jar boxes in my personal journal, but that's okay. It's not the first time I've done jar boxes in a custom journal on request. I think we did that in Patty's journal as well for her lavender theme. And I'm sure it won't be the last. People always love turning something into a box, and that's fine. A soy sauce. Okay, remind me to block Katie before I launch my next journal. Just kidding, Katie. I would gladly do a soy sauce box for you. My pretty Tifa, this is an A5 size journal. All right, we'll add our outline to everything. And my boys are awake now, as you can probably hear. My husband is up there with them for now, but I probably won't stick around too much longer after this page. That one was baby kicking the table. What was that? Oh, Bridget, I would go buy a few girl things. I always come prepared to the hospital with like gender neutral outfits and then a few boy hats, few girl hats, and gender neutral like blankets too. So I have enough gender neutral things that just like work because we've done a surprise with all of our kids. So I wouldn't be in a panic, but yeah, I would get some extra girly things, or probably more likely my mom would show up with armloads of girly things and I wouldn't even need to bother. Yes, we are waiting to find out until baby arrives. Yes, I need to go back and seed all my strawberries. I stopped doing that like halfway through. I'm also gonna go back and add the little grid pattern. Thanks for the follow, Carrie. Gut feelings on boy or girl? Well, I've got two boys. The only reason I would say I have a gut feeling towards girl is just because my first trimester was so much worse. I've never thrown up. My other two pregnancies, the first trimester was still uncomfortable. You know, I had the nausea, but not to this degree. I felt like sick for months and was throwing up. And I've heard that can happen when you have a girl. I've also heard that it can happen the other way when you have a boy. So just the fact that it was so different makes me think it might be girl, but I really don't know. Oh, yay, Jayda. Gina, parts of Canada do daylight savings time. Not all of Canada, but certain provinces, I think most provinces do. It's more of an exception to not do it, but it's not unheard of. I need to darken up the drop shadow of that title after this, and then add some white gel pen. I can show you the title page in just a sec, Jayda, now that you're here. This is what we did for the title. We changed up the tiniest bit, just moving the title around, changing the label on the jam, and getting rid of their confetti, just so it wasn't an exact copy, but it's still very similar. And then this is our memories page, and then we're working on the calendar. Thanks for the follow, Anne. Thanks for the follow, Mally. Are you guys new to bullet journaling? Okay. And then let me darken up our drop shadow here. Oh, nice. Well, welcome here. We work on journals every day. I am going on a bit of a maternity leave though pretty soon, so it won't be every day for the near future, but it's typically what we do. I can hear my boys upstairs. They're always coming up with different like chasing games. They love chasing right now. Yeah, they're so funny. They just like, they turn everything into a little like inside joke kind of. So they'll just like, one of them will start doing silly words, like it's not even real words, and doing one like repeated action, like rock, 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 fall, something like that. Something that they can easily repeat. And they just turn it into a game. So they've got like the Heem Ham game, the Doo-Doo game. They just come up with different little games. And then, yeah, when we were at the airport, one of them goes, Heem, Ham, and immediately they both sit side by side and start rocking back and forth going, Heem, Ham, until they both fall over at exactly the same time. Like, they think it's hilarious, but they turn everything into little games that usually involve running, flopping, and just being silly. That's what they're doing up there. Just gamifying life. Oh, it sounds like now they're downstairs though. All right, there we go. We did all of our white gel pen. Let's do a little flip through of where we are at in Jayda's journal. So 2027 start. We started with January, little pink New Year's theme. We've got our calendar, our trackers, and our weekly spreads. And then for February, we did a stamps theme, or a Valentine's theme in this like stamps layout. Trackers, weeklies. There we go. March, we did a Lucky Charms theme. And for April, which we just finished today, we did this very delicate little tulips theme with the Dutch door. Every month we have a title, we have a memories page, a 2-page calendar with a notes box, sleep tracker, mood tracker, and then her weekly spreads. So this is what we worked on at the beginning of today, and then we started on May. So for May, she wanted this strawberry and blueberry jam and toast theme. So we've got our memories page, our title page. That's true, we have been doing a lot of outlining so far in this journal, haven't we? Yeah, March, January, and February we didn't, but we've been on a bit of an outlining kick lately. So yeah, we started our May theme today. We have our memories page, our title page, and then the calendar spread that we just finished. So tomorrow when we pick back up, we will work on our trackers for May and our weekly spreads. Let me just bring you guys down for a second here. Share some updates. Karina, I'm sorry, I don't have orders available right now. I am actually expecting a baby any day. So I'm taking a mat leave after this journal, well, even during this journal. So I won't be taking another order for a while. If you do want to know when the next one eventually does open, I will be sharing that on Instagram. But yeah, I plan to be live again tomorrow and probably Friday, which isn't really part of my normal schedule. But the reason I would do Friday is because we don't have that many orders this week because we didn't have any promos running. We're all caught up. And normally I need my Fridays for that. But I'm thinking we do an extra live on Friday this week because I'm going to start my more full maternity leave next week. So starting with Monday, my husband's on holidays next week, so it just makes sense for this to be when I start my break. So live stream tomorrow evening, whatever time it is for you right now, about 3.5 hours later than this. And then most likely a live stream Friday afternoon as well. That will be an extra one. And then after that, I plan to kind of disappear from the live streams for a while. Yeah, because I'm having a baby. So, shipping international. Yes, if you order through my Etsy shop, you can ship international to wherever you want. The personalized journals, usually if you're doing a full year, it's about $500. That's like $2.50 to $3 per page. But I do also have this hand-drawn journal option. It's like a coloring book. So I drew all of the designs and then you color them in. This is $50. It's available all the time. So that's another option as well. And if you do decide to check out the journals, they're at RyleeAutumn.com. You can find me as Rylee Autumn anywhere if you want updates on Instagram or if you want to catch the live replays on YouTube. Or if you head to my website, please don't forget to use your discount code LIVESTREAM to get an extra 10% off. So thank you guys so much for joining today, and I will